Please be aware that you may experience very strong emotional shifts during this video. Use at your own risk. Hey there, it's Colleen Flanagan, Mind, Body, Wisdom expert and Master Dowser. This video is going to show you how to identify the 5 basic fears at the root of just about every anxiety and fear that we have, and how to clear them out. Now, even though you may not watch the news or participate in any of these fear-mongering things about COVID-19, you can't help but be affected by it. Even if you go to the grocery store, there's signs on the doors, and you have to, not everyone could go in at the same time, and there's all these limitations placed on us now. And for some of us who have suffered through some terrible traumas in our own countries, like in the United States, 9/11, a whole lot of old emotions and fears might be coming up about that stuff. They're coming up to be released. You're not being haunted or anything like that. And the more you release and let go, the better you're going to feel, the better example you will be for your family and for your friends. They'll be like, if she could be happy during this, or he could be happy during this, that's what I want too. I want to feel joy again. And you know the whole world needs a whole lot more joy. So let's be the joy champions, the peace activists, and just uplift the world, our neighborhoods, with this emotional release. So the first fear is a fear of failure. And I'm just going to clear this fear now by clearing my governing vessel meridian by running my hand like this. And this is a good method because unlike a lot of the other techniques, acupressure, you got to touch your face, and we're not supposed to touch our faces and everything. This clears the governing vessel meridian, which is a major meridian. When you clear it, it gets rid of the emotions and the energies. And be very aware of any old memories that come up. And clear those out, or jot them down really quickly and clear them later, but as soon as possible. I now release my fears of failure. To feed my family, to feed myself. With all the shortages going on, perhaps you've lost your job. I release my fear of failure to find a new job, a job that pays as much as the one I had. I release my fear of failure to pay my bills, my rent, my mortgage. Oh, so many millions of people around the world are out of work. I let go of all fears of failure related to what's going on in my life now, and any other tragedies I've had, like maybe divorce or 9/11, releasing fear of failure then. Fear of failure to be able to help other people who need it so desperately. Fear of failure that there's not going to be enough. And the second fear to clear out is a fear of not being safe. Well, that's a pretty good one, huh? I release my fear of not being safe because of this COVID-19 virus. And all flu viruses, all cold viruses. I release my fear of not being safe that I have for my family, my friends, my loved ones, my pets. What if something happens to me and my animal friends are left to fend for themselves? I let go of these fears now, because these fears, all fear, suppresses, represses the immune system. And as I let go of these fears, I recharge, rebalance, realign my immune system to 100% effectiveness and functionality. Third fear, fear that the bad times will never end. Another good one for these times. I release my fears the bad times are never going to end because of this virus. I release these fears that the bad times are never going to end with the shortages of food and paper products, shortages of medical workers, of masks to keep me safe. As I release these fears and I focus on what I do have and the abundance coming my way, the prosperity coming my way, I feel safe to manifest and create and bring that energy to me as a magnet does. And fear is a very strong magnet, and you don't want what that's bringing, right? Ain't nobody want that. Letting go of all my fears that the bad times will never end, whatever bad times that I'm afraid of. And if you don't know what you're afraid of, think of what's the worst that can happen and clear that out. I think everyone has an answer to that. I now let go of my fears, which is the number 4 fears, the fears of rejection or abandonment, that someone in my family will get sick and die. I release my fears about my animals, and all the time anyone in my family and my animal friends has gotten sick and died. And I felt so abandoned and just so ungrounded because they were gone. even grandparents, great-grandparents, even the loss of a home, all these losses. Letting go of feeling of being rejected from a job, being fired or laid off. Abandoned by someone you loved and maybe in a dating relationship and they dumped you. Letting go of my fear I'm not enough. That's why people can't be with me. And the number 5 fear is a fear that with success comes consequences or really bad times. That's another good one, huh? Let's clear that out. I release all my fears. And you can change hands. If your hand's getting a little bit tired like this, do a little crumbling motion. I release my fear that every time I've had a success, or almost every time, bad things have happened. It's like the cycles of life going up and down, like some kind of an insane, deadly roller coaster. I let go of my fear that if I'm happy, I'm a bad person. Because during these difficult times, you have to be sad and grieve and feel awful. No, you don't. Anyone who's died from this pandemic or any other illness or even natural death, no one, of all the spirits I've talked to on the other side, none of them want anyone to feel bad on earth who's still alive. What they do tell me is it's very difficult you still being there, especially with the losses that you've endured. So please be happy, love every day, enjoy every day that you can. They don't want you to suffer. They don't want you to be unhappy. In fact, sometimes it makes them feel sort of sad inside when they see their loved ones suffering who are still alive on earth. So I let go of my fears that if I'm happy, bad things will happen. I'm a bad person if I'm happy. I let go of my fear. Maybe I just got a brand new job, a big success, job I've been looking for, and then suddenly I got laid off because of the pandemic. Whatever it is, I let go of my fear. Let go of my fear that if I successfully survive this pandemic, and my loved ones do and everyone does, there's going to be another one. That this virus isn't ever going away. What can I do? I feel helpless and hopeless. Let go of all despair and grief of everything that we've lost, including our freedom. And as I let go of these fears, my immune system feels stronger and more powerful. And I feel good and strong and empowered as well. And like Dr. Bruce Lipton has said, because of his research, many, many years of research, is genes only account for like 5% or so, maybe 10% at the most, of the illnesses, the ailments that we have. Everything else is due to how we perceive the environment outside of us. And as Louise Hay said, and Deb Shapiro has said, and anyone who's in the Mind, Body, Wisdom has said, when we're afraid of the outside world, like feeling under attack by viruses or people, animals, by the world itself, our immune system is repressed. It just sort of locks down and gets afraid because the fight or flight response is putting all the energy into our extremities so we can run or we can fight. And you don't want to feel that way. That's what fear does. You don't want to feel that way, especially if you're, like most of us, still in lockdown. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to all my videos. I only release about 2 a month or so. And go to my website, emorescue.com, subscribe to my newsletter, get a bunch of information I don't provide on these videos in my newsletters. And take care of yourself, stay safe, stay well, and know that you are loved by so many beings that you can't even see, as well as the loved ones, and by me. Peace out. Namaste. Subscribe to my bi-monthly newsletter and get 10 free chapters of Fearless, Accurate Dowsing. There are links to all my Amazon books on the homepage, emorescue.com. Thank you.